Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nicole Rogers, Director, Farm to Fork, Visit Sacramento.
Hello. And it's not often I need a microphone. You can hear me okay? Okay. So good morning and welcome to our home, Sacramento, America's farm to fork capital. Okay. I'm Nicole Rogers, the director of the Farm to Fork program at Visit Sacramento. It is my humble honor to host you for 2 days of learning, conversation, and connection, to get your boots dirty on our farms and in our fields, to meet fellow leaders in our food community, and, my personal favorite, to eat and drink really well. The Farm Tank Summit is the result of 2 organizations realizing a common goal and coming together to share solutions. Food Tank is leading the way in uniting thought leaders from across the globe to change our food system for the better. And in Sacramento, our Farm to Fork program is dedicated to showcasing the men and women who are quickly making our region a hotbed of progress and innovation in the way of food and agriculture. Sacramento may have newer words to describe who we are, this farm to fork capital, but it's always who we've been. Our earliest settlers may have come looking for gold, and while not everyone could shout eureka, everyone was hungry, and they were quick to learn that the real gold was below their feet in the beautiful soil of this region. This region, that today, agriculture contributes more than $7 billion in economic impact. This region, this soil, that feeds our nation and our world, from rice to almonds to strawberries to beef. You all may not know it, but you are part of this food and agricultural dream of mine, to help show the world the true leadership coming from Sacramento, coming from California. And who would have guessed that a single phone call to Danielle at Food Tank 18 months ago would bring us all here together center stage. Beyond enjoying our panels and the day of exploration throughout our region, I hope you come away from Farm Tank with new contacts and friends and learn something that you can take back to share with your community. The only way that we can affect change is to work together, and it's summits like these that are a great way to start. I'm excited for you to see the brilliant marriage of agriculture and environmental conservation. I know you're going to love how inspired and creative our youth programs are. I believe you will see urban farms and have a new appreciation for what can be cultivated in less than an acre. You'll be blown away by the creative patchwork of how we get our food from our field to our fork. And I know in my heart, you'll discover a refined gratitude for all of those working hard to feed all of us. Today's incredible lineup of panelists and speakers and tomorrow's adventures wouldn't be possible without the sponsorship and partnership of thoughtful and generous community leaders such as Bank of America, Ford, National Cattlemen's Beef Association, Raley's Fine Foods, Sunworks, and Sutter Health. Thank you. Now, truly, it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of the most kind and effective leaders I've ever met, California Secretary of Agriculture, Karen Ross. Secretary Ross is passionate about fostering the reconnection of consumers to the land and the people who produce their food, and to improving the access of all California citizens to healthy, nutritious, California-grown agricultural products, celebrated for their diversity and abundance in serving local, national, and global markets. Since her appointment by Governor Brown in 2011, the department has focused on core functions to protect and promote California agriculture in a time of significant budget reductions, and it has emphasized change management to position the agency to more effectively and efficiently serve its stakeholders, meeting the challenges of today. Secretary Ross, once a 4-H kid on a farm in western Nebraska, and today one of our most treasured agricultural leaders. Please help me welcome to the stage our California Secretary of Agriculture, Karen Ross.
Nicole, thank you. I feel like I should just sit down after such a very generous introduction. But I get 5 minutes to tell you why I am so proud that Food Tank is here in Sacramento, our state's capital, the place of California that does so much for so many. And yet when we think about the expectations of those few farmers and ranchers and their workers who toil in our fields, in our pastures, in our orchards, and in our vineyards, it's amazing to bring people together on this day in particular. If you were traveling, maybe you didn't hear the announcement this morning that Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Dr. Priscilla Chan, made of their next installment of their pledge to give away their fortune. $3 billion to cure all diseases in our children's lifetime. Let us hope that in that $3 billion of great work that they're going to do, food and nutrition will be at the center. Now, I'm a person who loves to eat. I'm a person who lives to eat. There are some people who eat to live, not me. If you've been on a trip, my first question is going to be, and where did you eat and what did you eat? I think food as nutrition is critical, but I think food as a connector and a builder of community is even more important. I think that bringing eaters together with farmers is one of the most important challenges of our time, because as we've lost so many farmers over the decades who became so efficient that it created more disposable income for everyone, it allowed us all to leave the farms to pursue other careers, to have a portfolio with some stocks that are good and some stocks that aren't, that allowed us to take vacations and to send our children to colleges. And in that time, we became disconnected from our food and from the land. And now it is happening in places like Sacramento. This place that has so much diversity, this place that brings together people around something that's easy to take for granted but should not be. In the Brown administration, we're running on empty with all the things that we've been doing to set the right policy, to give the right signals to the marketplace, and to make the investment to create the incentives. In my time, we brought people together to update our direct-to-consumer laws and to make sure that we've put laws in place that will stimulate food entrepreneurs. Just yesterday, the governor signed an update to the state organic law. California was the first one to have its own state organic program, and now we're going to make it work even better to maintain the integrity of the organic foods. Just last week, the governor signed the climate change goals that are the most aggressive in the nation. And one of the pillars to make that work is our natural working landscapes. Farmers will be at the center of solutions, of being carbon farmers, of storing carbon in our soils. We're funding dairy digesters for renewable energy and to address one of our most highest priority criteria pollutants, methane. We're funding continued work to improve water use efficiency on our farms. And we have the first ever in the state soil health initiative, which people are very, very excited about. Really addressing climate is the platform for all of us to come together. As we think about our food choices and we think about what farmers are doing on the soils, this is the right time and place. In the one state that's willing to codify ambitious goals to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This is a place that can move from not just growing calories to survive, but growing, and we are growing, nutrition to thrive, to make sure that every children in all places of California will be able to achieve their potential. As you work together from your different perspectives, I urge you to listen carefully, to learn from one another. We can't do this in the same old ways that we've been doing this. If there is any civil discourse around a topic, it must be around food. As you come together and think through the things that you see and get the questions answered that you want answered, listen, learn, and share great California-grown food wine, and beer. I have to add our new craft beers. All those agricultural products that come to you with love and care for the land, with respect for our worker population, and with the desire to connect with the eaters, with the values that you have, and to share the cost of doing that with our farmers and ranchers in California who love the land, who think always in long-term perspective. They're not about quarterly results. They're about what will this mean for the next generation. I think that's a value system that all of us share and admire. And if we try to rush our agricultural system to be about quarterly returns, we won't take care of the soil. We won't conserve our water. These are things that require patience. So I urge you to listen, to learn, and to remember that there is a time for all things and a season for all activities under the sun. This is a time and place. I hope you have a great conference. I have to congratulate Nicole and everyone with our Sacramento Visitors Bureau for all the great work that they've done. Thank you and have a great week.